Right now at noon, a new rural healthcare program looks to bring doctors to underserved communities in the 4 states.
And of course, it's still hot and muggy across the area, and we have some heat advisories. We also have some rain chances. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, family and friends of 4 murdered University of Idaho students come face to face with their killer.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. A recent report from the National Rural Health Association shows that physician shortages continue to grow, and now local community colleges and universities are working together to make sure those in the 4 states get the care they need. Leaders from 8 area community colleges, Missouri Southern, PSU, and Kansas City University Joplin, launched the Rural Health Scholars Program yesterday. The goal is to fast-track students from underserved areas into careers as doctors and dentists.
This will be starting by getting students enrolled in the Rural Health Scholars Program and seeing them start to accomplish their dreams of becoming a healthcare provider. That's going to be the first level of success, and then someday they're going to be practitioners taking care of 4 state citizens, and that's going to be the next level of success.
But we do have the
KCU Joplin officials say nearly 65% of primary care health professional shortages are in rural areas, and less than 12% of physicians practice there. Doctors say patients need extra support after surgery, and a donation from the Arvis Foundation to Mercy Joplin will help provide that. Arvis donation will be used to help buy cardiac recovery pillows for patients healing from open heart surgery. Now, these heart-shaped pillows can provide comfort, reduce pain, and protect a patient's incision site. The $4,000 donation will help provide these pillows for at least 200 patients. Those who work with heart surgery patients say these pillows have a big impact in helping with recovery.
Heart surgery involves so many people, and it affects so many people that I think it's a major community issue, and having other partners in the community realize that it's an important health concern and partnering with us to support our patients and our team, I'm beyond grateful to see that.
Now, this is one of several projects the Arvis Foundation has helped provide with Mercy. Mercy staff say previous donations have provided potentially life-saving equipment, including free mammograms, a fetal monitor, and an infant warmer. Well, piece by piece, the old Freeman building in Joplin is officially coming down. Crews started the demolition yesterday on this site at 20th and Sargent. The century-old structure, which has been vacant for several years, is being cleared to make way for future redevelopment. The city of Joplin is helping with the removal of asbestos and demolition of the building using American Rescue Plan Act funding. Now, the site was privately owned but has been donated to the Economic Security Corporation, who plans to develop affordable housing on the property. Let's head over now to Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got those partly cloudy skies out there, and of course it's hot, it's muggy. We also starting to see a few showers. Live look downtown Pittsburgh, live look MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. Plenty of folks out there getting their day going for the lunch hour, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm getting pretty hungry myself. So here's what we've got. Not much. Few isolated showers just immediately outside of our area, and it's kind of off this decaying group here, but that's going to help trigger again the isolated pop-up showers, maybe a rumble of thunder across southeast Kansas here in the next little while. All right, yesterday started well above average, made it well above average, 5 degrees across the board above normal out there, but again, thankfully not to record high levels. Heat advisories back into place for Delaware, Benton County out there, southeast Kansas, Missouri through Thursday, and of course in northeastern Oklahoma for those high heat index values. Our temperatures this afternoon already cruising into the upper 80s, low 90s, on our way to the mid 90s. Heat index values mid upper 90s, some low 100s. Veneta though, a little high out there, feels like it's 106. We get into the low 90s by 7. Any isolated storms wrap up by 6, and then we'll have partly cloudy skies for the evening and very warm conditions, low 80s by 11. Got some additional rain chances, and of course the heat's going to hang on for a while. We'll go over all that with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, Connect to Culture is announcing its 2025-2026 season, featuring a mix of national acts and local favorites. The lineup includes 3 series: Curtains Up, Cornell, and Ignite, with performances at the Cornell Complex in Joplin. Organizers say the new season is designed to engage with the community and highlight a range of talent.
So we really, year-round, we're talking and figuring out what kind of shows we want to see. We always have surveys that go out to our patrons for each show, so we love to hear what they want to see, specifically if they have actual, concrete examples of artists they want us to bring.
We have more details, including performance dates and ticket prices, on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, Joplin first responders are competing for bragging rights while helping save lives. The Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive happens this coming Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Joplin Public Safety Center in Webb City. Joplin Fire, Police, and EMS are teaming up with the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. Now, the goal is 130 units of blood. Every donor receives a first responder's t-shirt, a Super Splash Day passport worth $45, and enters to win a $10,000 dream vacation. Donors also vote for their favorite team. You can book your appointment now at cbco.org. Well, people started lining up before sunrise this morning in Boise, Idaho to get inside the courtroom where Brian Kohberger will be sentenced for killing 4 University of Idaho students. Andres Gutierrez reports from outside the courthouse.
Emotions are high inside this Boise courtroom where the family and friends of 4 murdered University of Idaho students came face to face with their loved one's killer.
Because of him, 4 beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taken from this world for no reason.
It's been nearly 3 years since Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were found stabbed to death at their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Earlier this month, Brian Kohberger accepted a plea deal that took the death penalty off the table, but keeps him in prison for the rest of his life.
I hope that they are remembered for who they are, not what happened to them, because who they are were so beautiful.
Heading into today's sentencing, there were so many questions surrounding this case, including the motive and the details of the killings. The father of Kaylee Gonzalez told CBS News last week that he was writing his impact statement without knowing key information.
I need to know the facts of what, how many times was my daughter stabbed? Was she choked? What happened?
As part of the deal, Kohberger, a 30-year-old criminology student, also waived his right to appeal. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Boise, Idaho.
And yesterday, prosecutors filed a motion to extend the order barring Kohberger from contacting his victims' families for an additional 99 years. The current no-contact order is set to expire in January of 2027. And coming up, a group of Native Americans are walking from California to Washington, D.C. in an effort to bring unity to the country. And later, we're making teriyaki chicken thighs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, a mission with a message has brought a Native American group to Miami, Oklahoma. Moccasins Across America is a prayer and healing walk that started in California this May. Participants are walking to Washington, D.C. and will arrive there in October. A gathering took place in Miami as the group was heading to the next state. All tribes and all people are welcome to join them on their walk.
And what we like to see, the result of our compassionate support, is to see that they had an encounter with the presence of God, and we hope that they walk away, trusting again in God.
Well, at the end of the walk in Washington, D.C., the group hopes to have a meeting with President Trump. And today, the president is expected to deliver remarks this afternoon at an artificial intelligence summit in Washington, D.C. The Trump administration is also touting new trade deals with Japan and Indonesia amid growing calls for transparency over the Jeffrey Epstein files. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
Stocks rose at Wall Street's open on news the Trump administration reached a deal with its 5th largest trading partner.
I just signed the largest trade deal in history. I think maybe the largest deal in history with Japan.
President Trump posted on social media that Japan will open its markets to the U.S. just a day after announcing he's lowering a proposed 25% tariff on Japanese goods to 15%. Earlier, Japan's prime minister, who is facing calls to step down, said auto tariffs will also be lowered to 15%, sending Japanese auto stocks soaring.
The administration has also announced frameworks for trade deals with Indonesia and the Philippines. The president of the Philippines sat down for trade talks with President Trump Tuesday.
There's a lot of income coming in for both for both groups.
But during that Oval Office appearance, the president faced questions about the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files and a new DOJ request to speak to Epstein associate and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
When asked about it, the president pivoted to accusing the Obama administration of manipulating and politicizing intelligence findings about Russian meddling in the 2016 election.
They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that.
A spokesman for former President Obama responded saying in part, these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Also noting bipartisan congressional findings that while Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, it did not manipulate any votes. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Looking to save at the meat counter? If so, we've got one of the best food buys and we're going to show you how to turn it into a restaurant-worthy dinner.
And we're tracking the possibility of some pop-up storms over the next couple of days and maybe even a few meaningful rainfall chances. The latest when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So again, another hot and muggy day. I know that's going to be our trend, okay? I know we're going to say it a lot. I know it probably is annoying. If you folks at home have a really nice way to say hot and muggy, let me know. But it is going to continue to be that way. However, we have some rain chances. Let's start with a quick look outside from downtown Pittsburgh. Again, you can see some of those clouds out there starting to build in, those partly cloudy skies. And we've also got a few isolated showers trying, mind you, at least into parts of Chautauqua County. They're coming up out of Oklahoma here, and so this will eventually, see there were some earlier too, they died out and new ones have formed. This will help trigger again a few isolated showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder across southeast Kansas. The best chances for these is going to be to the west of I-49, and you can see on future track heading into the rest of the afternoon, there they are. They're not much, but they're there, but we'll also start to lose them as soon as we start to lose the heating of the day. Now, some changes again, and I told you this morning, there's some interesting developments on some of the model data as to what is going to take place roughly in the next 36 hours, let's say. We've got now some showers showing up Thursday morning, around 2 o'clock or so, across parts of southeast Kansas, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms between, say, 3 and 5. Nothing crazy, but it didn't show up this morning. We just had some pop-up storm chances. What we were seeing for Thursday was storm chances similar in appearance to this on future track, but almost 12 hours later. So this pushes on through. Then we get some pop-up storm chances out there, and then later in the evening, we still see, though, those thunderstorm chances after about 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, still really across southeast Kansas, really along the 54 corridor and points north by the evening, but at least there are some rain chances out there for some of us, maybe as far south as Chanute, Fredonia, pushing through Yates Center. Then that clears out. Friday afternoon, we get into another round of pop-up showers and thunderstorms, a little more widespread, so we'll keep an eye on those chances. And again, at this time, over the next 72 hours, we're not anticipating any kind of severe weather. If that changes, we'll obviously let you know. But we're just looking at least some kind of relief from the rain. Tries to organize a little late evening Friday into, again, some meaningful rain chances, but it also is confining itself once again along and north of the US 54 corridor. So we'll see how all of that plays out. We still have the heat, the humidity to contend with. Feels like our heat indexes really are going to still continue to push 100 to 105. In some cases, maybe a pinch lower. In other cases, maybe a smidge above 105, but not quite to that extreme heat warning criteria yet. So Thursday, again, 100 to 105. By Friday, same thing. Saturday, still a little more of the 100 to 105 zone out there, but still, you want to make sure you're taking precautions. Heat advisories, Kansas, Missouri through Thursday and earlier. Delaware, Benton County had been dropped from these heat advisories from the Tulsa office. You can see they've been added back in because, again, it's just the heat that we've really got to worry about. And it's going to stick with us. In fact, temperatures, air temperatures, are increasing over the next couple of days into the mid to upper 90s. That's why our heat index values are starting to push back up. We've got those pop-up storm chances out there heading into the weekend. It's sunny, it's hot, and then next week we might get lucky. I know 90, 92 is still hot, but 91 is our average high, so it'll be nice to get a little closer to that next week. But between here and there, just again, make sure you're taking care of yourself, checking on kids, pets, elderly, and staying hydrated if you've got to be outside, because it's still unpleasant out there, to say the least.
Oh, it certainly is. Unbelievable sometimes. I know we're in the middle of summer, but still, it hits you.
It does sometimes. You know, you get through it every year, and it still sometimes kind of sneaks up on you.
Sure does. Chris, thanks. So stick around. We're making teriyaki chicken thighs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard's making teriyaki chicken thighs in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, when I was at the market the other day, I was reminded how budget-friendly chicken thighs are. So I picked some up so I could share with you a recipe that is one of my favorite dinner time standbys. These are bone-in chicken thighs, and just because they're such a bargain, don't think for a second that they're not tender, flavorful, or meaty. To start, we place our chicken thighs in a plastic storage bag along with some soy sauce, scallions, a bit of lime juice, a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, a little honey, crushed red pepper, and a bit of garlic. Now we seal this up and into the fridge it goes so all the flavors can marry overnight. Then you can cook them up either on a grill pan or on your outdoor grill. We want to cook them until no pink remains and the skin is caramelized. Serve these up over some rice, or better yet, on a bed of Asian slaw, and call the troops to the table. If you like moist, meaty chicken, then this is a must-have. To get the recipe for what we call our teriyaki chicken thighs, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a Teriyummy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, hot, muggy, some pop-up storm chances for us today, tomorrow, Friday, and maybe a few scattered storms tomorrow in parts of southeast Kansas. Otherwise, hot, muggy, heat index values continuing to climb up to 105 at least through the weekend.
Stoward here for us later on.
Lots coming up at 5. For starters, Coca-Cola is rolling out a brand new version made with American cane sugar. We're going to take a look at whether that could affect your health. Plus, the Boots, Badges, and Bandages blood drive is just 2 days away in Joplin, but most donor slots are still open. What to know about signing up and saving lives. And beef prices are on the rise. We're going to break down why that is and what it could mean for your wallet. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, Del, thanks. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.